Hi friends, in this video we are going to see few more examples using beta and gamma function. So the first example is integration 0 to pi by 2 tan x raised to n dx, and we have to show that the value of this integral is equal to pi by 2 into sec of n pi by 2, where this n lies between -1 and 1. So we know that tan x is equal to sin x upon cos x. So the power of sin x in the numerator is going to be n, and the power of cos x in the denominator is going to be n. So if you write the cos x term in the numerator, we will have cos x raised to minus of n. Therefore this is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2 sin x raised to n cos x raised to minus n dx. Now here we are going to use the formula, that is integration 0 to pi by 2 sin of theta raised to p cos of theta raised to q d theta, and the value of this integral is equal to 1 by 2 beta of p plus 1 divided by 2 comma q plus 1 divided by 2. So using this formula, the value of this integral is equal to 1 by 2 beta of p plus 1 by 2, that is n plus 1 divided by 2 comma q plus 1 by 2. So q is minus n, so minus n plus 1 divided by 2. Now using the relation between beta and gamma, this can be written as gamma of n plus 1 by 2 into gamma of minus n plus 1 by 2 divided by gamma of n plus 1 by 2 plus minus n plus 1 by 2. Okay, now this minus n plus 1 divided by 2, this we can write as 1 minus n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, after solving this we have this 2 minus n plus 1 divided by 2. So we will have 2 minus n plus 1, that is going to be 1 minus n divided by 2, that is minus n plus 1 divided by 2, that is this one. So we can write this as 1 minus n plus 1 divided by 2. So using the relation between beta and gamma, we have this is equal to this 1 by 2 as it is gamma of n plus 1 by 2, that is this one, into gamma of this one, and we can write this as 1 minus this one. So gamma of 1 minus n plus 1 by 2 divided by gamma of addition of these two. Okay, so this n minus n, this will get cancelled, and 1 plus 1, that is going to be 2 divided by 2, so that is gamma of 1, and gamma of 1 is 0 factorial, and 0 factorial is equal to 1. Now we have taken this n between -1 and 1. So the value of n plus 1 by 2, okay, this lies between 0 and 1. Okay, since our this n lies between -1 and 1, if we add 1, then we will have -1 plus 1, this is less than n plus 1, this is less than 1 plus 1, that is 2. Now if we divide by 2, we will have this -1 plus 1, that is 0 divided by 2, so 0, this is less than n plus 1 divided by 2, and this is less than 2 upon 2, that is 1. So if we choose this n between -1 and 1, then this n plus 1 by 2, this lies between 0 and 1. So here this n plus 1 by 2, this lies between 0 and 1. So here we can use Euler's reflection formula, that is gamma of m into gamma of 1 minus m, this is equal to pi divided by sine of m into pi. So for this m should be between 0 and 1. So here the value of m is n plus 1 by 2. So using this reflection formula, we have pi divided by sine of m pi. So m here is n plus 1 by 2. So the value of this integral is equal to 1 by 2 pi upon sine of n plus 1 by 2 into pi. Now if we multiply this pi inside, we will have sine of n pi by 2 plus pi by 2. Now we know that sine of pi by 2 plus theta, this is going to be cos of theta. Okay, we know that sine of pi by 2 plus theta, this is equal to cos of theta. So this is going to be cos of n pi by 2. And 1 upon cos n pi by 2, this means sec n pi by 2, since 1 upon cos is equal to sec. So this is equal to sec of n pi by 2. This pi by 2 as it is. So finally, the value of this integral, that is integration 0 to pi by 2 tan x raised to n dx, this is equal to pi by 2 into sec n pi by 2. This n should be between -1 and 1. Now next example is integration 0 to infinity cos of bz raised to 1 by n dz, and we have to prove that this value is equal to n plus 1 by 2 gamma n plus 1 by 2 gamma n plus 1 upon b raised to n cos of n pi by 2, where this n lies between 0 and 1. Now if we put z equal to x raised to n, then dz is equal to differentiation of x raised to n, that is n x raised to n minus 1 dx, and the value of z raised to 1 by n, this is going to be z raised to 1 by n, this is equal to x raised to n raised to 1 by n. So this n gets cancelled. So the value of z raised to 1 by n, this is going to be x. Also if we check the limits, when z is 0, x is 0, and when z is infinity, then x is infinity. So this integration, this becomes integration 0 to infinity cos of bx, since the value of z raised to 1 by n, this is simply x. So cos of bx and the value of dz, this is equal to n into x raised to n minus 1 dx. Therefore the value of this integral is equal to n into integration 0 to infinity x raised to n minus 1 cos of bx dx. Now we have seen earlier one formula, that is integration 0 to infinity x raised to m minus 1 cos of bx dx. Okay, the value of this is equal to gamma of m upon b raised to m cos of m pi by 2. So for using this formula, this m should be between 0 and 1. Okay, so using this formula, the value of this integral, that is integration 0 to infinity x raised to n minus 1 cos bx dx, this is going to be gamma of n divided by this b raised to n into cos of n pi by 2. We can use that formula since this n is between 0 and 1. Okay, so the value of this integration is equal to this n as it is, and the value of this integral is gamma n upon b raised to n cos of n pi by 2. Now n into gamma n, okay, this is equal to gamma n plus 1. Since gamma n plus 1, this is equal to n into gamma n. So we have replaced this n gamma n by gamma n plus 1. So finally we have shown that the value of this integral 0 to infinity cos of b z raised to 1 by n dz, this is equal to gamma of n plus 1 upon b raised to n cos of n pi by 2, and this n lies between 0 and 1. Now next we are going to show that gamma n plus 1 by 2, this is equal to 1 into 3 into 5 into so on up to 2n minus 1 square root of pi divided by 2 raised to n, where this n belongs to z plus, that is set of positive integers. Now here we are going to use the formula gamma n, this is equal to n minus 1 gamma n minus 1. So using this formula, this gamma n plus 1 by 2, this is equal to n plus 1 by 2 minus 1 gamma n plus 1 by 2 minus 1. Now n plus 1 by 2 minus 1, this is n minus 1 by 2. Okay, so using this formula here, this can be written as n minus 1 by 2 gamma of n minus 1 by 2. Now again, if you use that same formula here for gamma n minus 1 by 2, this can be written as n minus 3 by 2 gamma n minus 3 by 2. Now if we repeat this procedure, we will have n minus 1 by 2, then n minus 3 by 2, then n minus 5 by 2, up to so on 3 by 2, 1 by 2, and finally gamma 1 by 2. Now if we multiply 2 here, this term becomes 2n minus 1 divided by 2. This becomes 2n minus 3 divided by 2. This becomes 2n minus 5 divided by 2, up to so on 3 by 2, 1 by 2, and this gamma 1 by 2, this is square root of pi. So finally we have 2n minus 1, 2n minus 3, 2n minus 5, up to so on 3 into 1 divided by 2 raised to n. In the denominator, this 2 repeats n times. Okay, so in the denominator we have 2 raised to n, and the value of gamma 1 by 2, this is equal to square root of pi. So finally the value of gamma n plus 1 by 2, this is equal to 1 into 3 into 5 into so on up to 2n minus 1 divided by 2 raised to n into square root of pi. This n should belong to set of positive integers. Now next we are going to show that gamma of 3 by 2 minus x into gamma of 3 by 2 plus x, this is equal to 1 by 4 minus x square pi into sec of pi x, provided this minus 1 is less than 2x and 2x is less than 1. It means that if we divide here by 2, then we will have minus 1 by 2 is less than x and x is less than 1 by 2. That is, this x should be in between minus 1 by 2 and plus 1 by 2. So the value of this is equal to, now this gamma 3 by 2 minus x, and if we use the same formula, that is gamma n equal to n minus 1 gamma n minus 1. So this gamma 3 by 2 minus x, this can be written as 1 by 2 minus x gamma 1 by 2 minus x. And similarly, if we use that same formula here for gamma 3 by 2 plus x, this can be written as 1 by 2 plus x gamma 1 by 2 plus x. Now this 1 by 2 minus x into 1 by 2 plus x, that is a minus b into a plus b, that is a square minus b square. So 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4 minus x square. So multiplying these two, we have 1 by 4 minus x square. Now this gamma of 1 by 2 minus x, this can be written as 1 minus 2x divided by 2. So this can be written as gamma of 1 minus 2x divided by 2, and this gamma of 1 by 2 plus x, okay, this we can write as 1 minus 2x upon 2. Okay, if we solve this, that is 1 minus 2x upon 2, we will have 2 minus 1 plus 2x upon 2, and this is 1 plus 2x upon 2, that is 1 by 2 plus x. This is same as this one. Okay, so we can write this as 1 minus 2x upon 2. So I have simply write this gamma 1 by 2 plus x as gamma of 1 minus 2x upon 2. So again, if we check the value of this, that is 1 minus 2x upon 2, it lies between 0 and 1. And here we can use Euler's reflection formula. Okay, since our x is between minus 1 by 2 and plus 1 by 2, from this if we calculate 1 minus 2x upon 2, then it will lies between 0 and 1. So using Euler's reflection formula here, this can be written as pi upon sine of this m is here, this 1 minus 2x upon 2. So 1 minus 2x upon 2 into pi. So using Euler's reflection formula, this is equal to this 1 upon 4 minus x square as it is, pi divided by sine of m pi. Here m is 1 minus 2x upon 2 pi. So now if we multiply this pi inside, we will have sine of pi by 2 minus sine of pi by 2 minus 2x pi divided by 2, that is pi x. Now sine of pi by 2 minus theta, this is going to be sine of theta. So in the denominator we have sine of pi x, and 1 upon sine, here sine of pi by 2 minus theta. Okay, this is going to be cos of theta. So in the denominator we have cos of pi x, and 1 upon cos of pi x means sec of pi x. This pi will remain as it is. So finally the value of gamma 3 by 2 minus x into gamma 3 by 2 plus x, this is going to be 1 by 4 minus x square into sec pi x. This x should be lie between minus 1 by 2 and 1. 1 by 2. So if this x lies between minus 1 by 2 and 1 by 2, the value of this is going to be this one.